YouTube, Shadowsun here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and is okay. I want to talk about divination a little more, but with a slightly different focus. I was inspired by my own discussion on divination that I wanted to talk about tarot and the system itself, but also why I personally do not use tarot cards in my own readings, and not just for myself but for people that I read for, in addition to the cards themselves for divination purposes. Tarot cards and the entire system is very complicated. Uh, Although I have heard that, once you know the system, you pretty much know the system. And what I mean by that is typically the traditional cards that I see are the Rider-Waite Smith deck, and they're split up. There's 78 cards in total, and there's a major arcana and the minor arcana. I don't know exactly which is which in terms of like which goes to which thing, just because I've only studied tarot relatively, sparingly. Like, it hasn't been something I got super in depth on. I know some of the cards. I know that there's cards that associate with different elements and different aspects of things. Pentacles for Earth, and things of that nature. And I know that it gets even more complicated the more you go in it. But one of the reasons I don't study it extensively is because I haven't really found a connection to it. I've heard about tarot cards in the past. I've heard about it before I started studying anything related to paganism. Mostly people being negative about it, or just being kind of like, oh, I don't know, I don't think I believe in it or whatever. But I've had like a passing, curiosity as to what they were. And just for the record, when it comes to the imagery on the cards, because I have picked up various card decks from all different, forms of tarot, from the traditional Rider-Waite deck to the other aspects of it. I've seen like steampunk tarot, and I don't even know what else, tarot based off of books and things like that. But when I have tried to use tarot, I haven't found a connection to it. I haven't, like, this is a thing that occurs to me with most things that are used for readings and divination. I have found that when it comes to physical mediums of any kind, like cards, I don't really have a large connection to them. The exception of physical things being crystals. Most other things I can usually pick up pretty intuitively. I'm a very intuitive person, and I've had, like I said, a lot of different experiences being psychic growing up. So a lot of it just comes very naturally to me, the only exception being like tarot and runes. I can use playing cards, which is very interesting because I know they have their own set of system for reading them, and they have a history behind it, which I want to explore further. But as far as tarot goes, I haven't really had a large connection to it at this point in my life, and I haven't felt a draw to studying tarot in depth. And when I do, I want to commit to that and really take my time studying as much as I possibly can about it, from history to everything else in between. Also, keep in mind that just because I don't have a connection to it at this point doesn't mean that I won't ever. It just means that it's just not for me at this time. The other thing is, I really do think I have a block with it somehow. I think it has to do partially with the associations that are associated with it. For example, a lot of people with like the death card, trigger warning there, with the death card, they think, it literally means that, but it doesn't. And I find that a thing with everything. The elemental associations, some of them I don't really agree with, at least for my view. mainly the associations with air and fire, and what, specific tool is shown on each. Um, Moreover, I think for me with tarot, I need to work through those blocks, whatever the block is, whether it's my associations and me just having to figure it out, or me having to take a course in it. I think tarot is one of those things you could still take as many courses as you need and you'll still learn. It's like a lifelong journey when you learn the whole tarot card system. And I don't know what's recommended for people, so I can't really give any resources in that way, but I am learning through different things about it here and there. But I know that when I start learning it, I know I have a lot of resources available to me. I'm hoping that I can find something that has a more intuitive approach, while still keeping the basic fundamentals of the system in mind, keeping in mind the traditional associations, but also having a more intuitive feel. I think if I found something like that, I would feel more at ease, and I would feel like I can really explore it. But until that happens, I don't think so. But yeah, I haven't really felt guided to do so. So I hope this helps you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, please subscribe, and turn on the bell sound so you get all my video notifications. Please make sure it's set to all, and I hope you guys are safe and well. Many blessings. Talk to you soon.